All right, we're going to start out the show with one of my favorite things to make. I do this at least once or twice a year, and usually right around this time of year. Make a great big batch of a jambalaya. It's my kind of recipe because it's just one of those one skillet dishes, so quick and easy to make, and just love it. Love New Orleans. Have been lucky enough to I've been there twice, and it's such a great city. And I just eat my way around the city whenever ever I'm there, and got to eat the traditional New Orleans type of food. So if I can't get there, which I haven't been there in several years now, this is kind of my way of getting there without having to leave the house. So I'm heating up a little bit of olive oil, and then we've just got some smoked sausage here. You can use andouille smoked sausage, which they do happen to sell at Festival Foods. I know they have it there, or just a ring of kielbasa smoked sausage, and just kind of sliced it up. And I want to fry it just to bring it back to life and that'll give this dish some great flavor. So I'm just putting it into my big pan here. And this is a pretty quick fix. The only thing that takes a while is the rice, but the great thing about this dish is it's all in here. Everything you need, maybe just a salad on the side, some bread, and you're good to go. I love my skillet recipes. So I'm just spreading this around in the pan so that I can get some nice color on this sausage. Okay, get to work on chopping up some of my veggies here. I've got some celery, onion, and pepper, and that is what they call down south in New Orleans the Holy Trinity. And you're going to find that in just about every recipe. So got to put it in our jambalaya. I'm just chopping up my celery. Valentine's Day later this week, so make sure and watch. We have some fun things planned. And if you're not doing anything on Valentine's Day, there's a neat luncheon going on in Oconto Falls, and I'm actually going to be there. So you can come have lunch, and I'm going to be giving a talk and doing a cooking demo, so I hope to see you there. It's sponsored by the hospital. So again, that's in Oconto Falls, Thursday at around 11. I think that's when the luncheon starts. I do my presentation at about noon, but it should be a lot of fun. Everybody there is so nice. Okay, so see how this sausage is kind of rendering is the word, and really getting some great color? That's going to give this dish some wonderful flavor, because all those drippings are going to really season up the dish. How good does this smell, Ann? Yum. Oh, yum. Yum is right. Greg is our director, and he's like, I am ready. Bring it on. This is going to disappear quickly today. Our crew is, yeah, all about jambalaya. Okay, so at this point, I can get this out of the pan. I've been lucky enough to cook with some of the great chefs down in New Orleans, and a lot of them, when they're making jambalaya or gumbo, use the same pan that they've been using for decades. It's real seasoned. They usually use a cast iron skillet because there's all that great flavor in here. Now this is, I'm going to get rid of a little bit of that oil. I can always add it back if I need it, because now I'm going to start sauteing the veggies, and I'm going to do a little bit of butter in here. You certainly wouldn't have to. You could just use the drippings. The butter's going to add some nice flavor, but as I said, the drippings from that sausage, which we may add back a little later if we need to, are going to be wonderful too. So onion, getting that Holy Trinity going. Green pepper. I thought we'd throw a little red pepper in here for color, but down south you usually just stick with the green pepper. And then my celery. And if the skillet's looking a little dry, which I can see it is, I'll go ahead and add some of the drippings from that sausage in there. Should have just left them in there in the first place. We're gonna have that great flavor. Okay. Got a little fresh garlic here, or you could use the jarred garlic. Either one are gonna work. I'm gonna give it a rough chop. Everybody's finally feeling better at my house. It's been quite a winter. We've had a lot of cold and flu. I better knock on whatever this is. But everybody's feeling healthy, and so that is good. Even Levi the dog is doing great. He's actually doing really good this winter, so thanks for everybody who continues to ask and email. Levi, our chocolate lab, is a senior, getting up there, and we've had a couple of close calls. But this dog's got 9 lives. In fact, I was walking him just this week, and one of the neighbors said, "My gosh, he looks like he's doing great." And I said, "He is." Okay, I'm going to season this up with a few different seasonings. I've got about a tablespoon of Cajun seasoning. Now, every Cajun seasoning blend is a little bit different. So, some are spicier than others. You can always add more later. We happen to like our jambalaya with a little bit of a kick, but if you don't, you can certainly back off. Thyme and oregano, also going to throw some of that in there. And a little bit of salt and pepper. Some of the Cajun seasoning blends also have quite a bit of salt, so you might want to check that out too before you over-salt the dish. Okay, I'm just waiting for those veggies to get a little bit soft. And then we're going to start getting the show on the road. Put our garlic in. A little bit of tomato paste. We love the tomato paste in the tube. It looks like a tube of toothpaste. What I like about it is this recipe calls for just a couple tablespoons. So in order, instead of opening a whole jar and then what are you going to do with the rest of it, you can just basically, take what you want from the tube, put the cap on it, and in the refrigerator it goes until you need tomato paste for another recipe down the road. And this is just going to really give some great flavor, kind of deepen the flavor in this dish. Chicken stock. Bay leaf. Or 2. Few dashes of hot sauce. Again, this is up to you about, as to how spicy you want to do it. You can always, and what I always do, especially when I'm making gumbo or jambalaya, is I take it pretty easy on the hot sauce, and then I just serve hot sauce on the side. In fact, I collect different hot sauces, so I love the different hot sauces from New Orleans. So I put a bunch of different hot sauces out there so people can, because a lot of them have different flavors, so people can just, use what they like and try the different hot sauces. 1 can of diced tomatoes. You can just go ahead and throw the juice in there and everything. Fresh tomato would also work. At this time of year, sometimes the canned is better. And now in goes my rice. This is a long grain rice. You don't want to use like a minute rice or anything like that. That's would get very, very mushy. I don't like to have the rice be overcooked. So it's real important to me to, I don't want the rice and the jambalaya to be mushy. I want them to actually, hold up to the dish. So anyway, don't want to overcook it, and that's why I'm going to use the long grain rice. So in it goes. Uncle Ben's converted white rice works too, but just you don't want to be using the instant rice. So I just want to stir this now. And now I'm going to cover it. And just like you would with any rice dish, what's going to happen is that all this great liquid, the rice is going to cook and absorb all that great liquid, so you're going to be left with just, you know, a really great flavored rice dish. Jambalaya, unlike gumbo, is a rice-based dish, so the rice is right in there. Gumbo normally is served like a soup on top of rice, so that's the difference. Now, you still see we've got some shrimp left. This is a sausage and shrimp gumbo, which is my favorite kind. I'm not going to put the shrimp in there another 10 minutes or so because I don't want to overcook it, and it's just going to steam right in there with the rice. So stick around. In just a little bit, we'll finish up this dish and plate it up, and ooh, cannot wait for the party to get started.